You go to Kelowna, you can take a look at the Canadian Tire, the Home Depots. The major box offices do demand a high level of facility appearances, and that attracts people in. So I think that the standards, while different, do blend nicely and don't contravene businesses' infrastructure. And I know with the Ministry of Transportation, we've assisted in negotiating lighted access to this area, as well as contributing expense to a lighted intersection, I think at 20th. So I believe that it allows for a smooth development of both areas, that there isn't somebody's going to wake up and find something they don't like.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Councillor Harrison.
Your Worship, I don't have any questions, but I'm going to. No, it would be great. First of all, it's great to have Chief Leon here, and I think in any relationship, we don't always have complete agreements. So I hope that you're respectful. You'll understand that my comments are certainly respectful. First of all, I think that Lot 7 is ideally located for commercial development. It's on the highway corridor. It is between commercial development already, between Brady's Fields. It backs on Piccadilly Mall. And so in my mind, this piece of land is a natural piece of what I would describe as infill commercial development. So I have no troubles with that zone, or that idea of usage there. I know that our staff have worked diligently both with Interface Development and with the Adams Lake Band to complete this amending agreement. And Chief Leon did talk about the pre-third amending agreement with First Pro that's negotiated some time ago. And I was not involved with that, although a previous council was. And I think it's really a positive on behalf of staff and this council that we're talking in public about our feelings about the agreement, that it's out in the open. I think that's important that we've done that. To me, there certainly are positives to the agreement to date. The contribution of $115,500 towards the intersection by Canadian Tire, which is 20th. I think that's an acknowledgement that the signalized intersection there will benefit the Adams Lake Band, especially by eventually providing access to the north side of the highway. That's a $1.1 million job. The remainder of that cost of signalization will be paid for by the city, and hopefully contribution by the Ministry of Transportation. I think we'd all agree that that intersection is dangerous as it is presently, so improvement there is certainly necessary. A second positive I see in the agreement is the $75,000 contribution from the band towards the future reconstruction of 17th Street Southwest to 10th Avenue Southwest, and that's about half of the estimated cost of that improvement, so there's a cost sharing there. The other change I see that this third amending agreement is bringing about, of course, is the addition of the storm sewer DCCs in return for supplying storm sewer service to Lot 7, and of course that's fair. There are two things that I think are important that are not in the agreement yet, and I've brought them forward at each negotiation stage unsuccessfully, so I'd like to bring it forward one more time. The first is that this agreement will result in commercial development that does not have frontage roads alongside the highway. And page 13 of the agreement, and you might want to come to that, it's actually page 173 of our agenda. Is it possible to bring that on the screen? Bert? So it's page 173, page 13 actually of There we are, just under road access. The second bullet down starts 4th. It says 4th Avenue Southwest shall not be permitted access to or from the property, other for access for delivery trucks to the retail box adjacent to this entry point. What this means is that the access road, the frontage road, and it's the road that presently runs in front of Cal Tire, runs in front of Cal Tire, runs in front of Brady Motors, and then it dead ends at this property. And with this agreement, it will continue to dead end there. To me, that does not make any sense. Now, the problem, a further problem with that for me is that the problem is tied to Article 67 of the agreement. We can turn back to there. Yes, thank you. It's bullet 6.2. And I'll start partway down. It's about line down after the period. It states that the city supports the future construction of the signal intersection on the Trans-Canada Highway west of the property, and that's one at 20th, Canadian Tire, as desired by both the city and the Ministry of Transportation. And agrees that the transportation improvement contribution in Schedule B is the only contribution required by the developer towards the construction, operation, and maintenance of the new intersection. I don't have a problem with that piece. It's the next piece that I'm concerned about, that says, and the city does not oppose the signalization of the intersection located at the midpoint of Lot 7 on the Trans-Canada Highway. So this signalized intersection would access both the developments on the north and south side of the highway. And as there's no frontage road from the other two lights, the one light at the Shell, the other light that we will put in at 20th, it forces another light in between those two on the highway. So what that means now, instead of 7 lights on the highway going through Seminar, we're going to have 9. And to me, that I do not think that's good traffic planning. And it's not been explained to me why we do that. So that's one issue that I have. And perhaps it can be sorted out easily. Hopefully it can be. The second one, and Chief Leon answered that partially with Councillor Itzam's question. The second issue I would like to see included, and perhaps this can be addressed through a separate letter of understanding between the city and Interface Development, is the inclusion of a development permit process for the commercial development here. Now, I certainly acknowledge on Adams Lake banned lands that we have no jurisdiction for zoning. This land is not under our jurisdiction for the usage there. And I'm confident that the usages on Lot 7 will be compatible, as the Chief has mentioned, with the surrounding usages. But it's almost a matter of principle that in the city, everyone who develops commercial property on the highway must follow the development permit process. This ensures that what is built is in the form and character of the guidelines the city put together, and makes the developments welcoming in regards to form and character. Now, a positive step I see in this direction is the letter included in Appendix 5. If we can bring that letter up from Gary and Interface Development. So, what the letter talks about is the quality of development that Interface Development Corporation plans for this piece of land, and that they're long-time developers and develop many developments which are of high quality. It does fall short of saying agreeing to follow the development permit process. I believe maybe it could be easily remedied with a letter of agreement between Interface and the City of San Bernardino that they would follow that process. So for me, in conclusion, I see the process that's happening here today as a part of negotiation. I don't see